Today, I want to talk about some of the experiences you might have as your concept of self starts to dissolve, or as you start to become less attached to the idea of being an individual, separate self. The experience of this can show up in many different aspects of your self-concept. For example, if you're letting go and becoming less attached to your physical body, you might realize that from a sensation perspective, it doesn't actually feel like you have any boundaries. You might start to feel like you're not in your body, or you're partially in and out of your body. Interestingly, even pain can feel like it's not in the right spot. For example, if you stub your toe, you might feel the pain in your toe, but you might also feel the pain in your ankle or even outside of your foot. The more you start to pay attention to your physical body and what it actually feels like, the more you realize that your idea of a separate self is not quite right. But losing the self-concept can also appear in other areas or in other aspects of the self-concept. For example, one of the big things you might start to notice is the loss of the sense of doership. So at some point in our lives, we realized that we could take control of our lives. We could, take actions to make things better for ourselves. When you start to lose your attachment to the sense of self, you realize that you actually aren't the doer. Life feels more like it's working through you, like your body is just moving in particular ways. You're just saying particular things or thinking particular thoughts. And there's no agent or self responsible or in control of any of those things. So that's another common experience when the self starts to dissolve. Relatedly, you might also realize that you're not responsible for your outcomes. So if you're not the one doing things and taking actions, then how can you be responsible for your outcomes? Outcomes just happen. It can feel a little weird because the mind will continue to tell you that I made this decision or I created this positive or negative outcome. But when it starts to feel like life is you or life is moving through you, you know that the outcomes are just an inherent part of that fabric of reality, and they have nothing to do with you, not really. So I hope that these examples can help provide some scaffolding for you when you start to lose attachment to your self-concept. I know at times it can feel weird and even be distressing because the part of you that still believes it is a self will hold on and feel threatened by these experiences. But more and more, that part of you won't be in charge. It won't take ownership, and it'll settle down. So again, I hope this was helpful.